Today on the show, we talk about stand-up comedy, metal music, I give a really bad business idea, and we travel around the world. Kind of. It's time for Two Young Golf Pros.
All right, what would you do if you were approached by Netflix and you had to film a stand-up special tomorrow night?
Oh my gosh.
You only have enough prep.
Wait, what now?
You only have enough, you only have to prep until tomorrow night. And
So I have,
You're going in front of probably 50,000 people.
oh my gosh, 24 hours to prep?
Yeah.
Do I get multiple takes or is it one?
No, it's one take.
Oh my gosh, dude.
So they're gonna announce you. Nobody's ever heard of you before, but they're gonna be
Oh, they
like,
will.
This is Corey. Or Corey, is it, or Cody?
It's close enough.
Okay, so this is Corey Watkins, and he's going to do some stand up. What would your opener be,
Dude, I think I'll have a little bit of an advantage because I've actually already prepared over the last couple years, prepared some stand-up comedy jokes that are not perfected by any means. I actually do want to do this sometime. I've always wanted to do an open mic night and just try some jokes. So in this scenario, can I use those jokes I've already come up with, or would this be okay? So, dude, I would just hone those in.
Yeah.
And you've heard some of them. They're not.
Yeah, they're
good.
horrendous.
They're
Yeah.
not good jokes.
No,
They need to be tweaked some more, and I need to do some more testing and all that.
Mm-hmm. Come up with actual jokes.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would bomb, dude, and I would.
Hey, so would I. Just so you know.
I would probably honestly have stage fright. I don't know that I'd be able to even speak. What would you do?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never even thought about doing stand up.
Okay, here I'll do you one better. So let me tweak the what if a little bit. What if you woke up? So you go to sleep one night. You wake up in the morning and you sit up and you realize that you're in a dressing room and somehow you're already in clothes, and there's a stage manager that's like, "Mark, you're on stage in 60 seconds." And you're like, "What?" And as you stand up, you see a poster on the wall that says, "Mark, stand-up comedy special presented by Netflix."
Yeah.
7 p.m. And you look at your watch and it's 6:59 p.m.
Oh boy.
And you're being escorted out. So literally you have zero time.
Hey, I think
You
I
have
would do
no time to prepare.
I would do crowd work. Just start, because I'm not going to have any material prepared. So I just go up there, find the funniest dressed guy, just start making fun of his outfit or something.
Well, okay.
And crowd work works. I mean, it's really funny when a good comedian does it. I know you don't like it that much, but I think it's pretty funny. It's very dynamic. You never know what's going to...
It's different every night as well.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I don't think it's... I mean, okay. I don't think it's creative. But in saying that, I understand that there is a level of creativity that's needed to, off the top of your head, think of something that someone's wearing or something someone says or whatever and kind of riff off that.
Yeah.
So it does take a little bit of talent, but I just personally, I prefer people to make their own jokes that they've come there with.
But don't you enjoy how quick someone can be?
Yeah, I would prefer that to only be if they're heckled. Like what I don't like is, "Man, look at this guy. Look at his shirt.
Yeah, well, no, that's
Got some stripes. That's stupid." Now I know that's not always what it's like. That's kind of my idea of it. But dude, okay, I want to get back to this. So you've got no time to prepare. So you said you would just do the crowd work?
Until I could, while I'm thinking of something else.
Okay, how how would the crowd's non-laughs
Oh my gosh.
affect you? Like it would be quiet.
I would probably, you'd see it on my face. I would just look terrified. Every time there's just a silence, I would just be begging for
What if
laughter.
when it comes out, your face was like bright red? And you're like smiling and you're like kind of bouncing up and down. You're like, this guy, look at his shirt.
You just keep going back to the stool and drinking water like every 10 seconds because you're so nervous. Okay, guys. Yeah.
Oh, those guys are quiet. You need to wake up a little bit.
How about that airline food? What a dumb, recycled joke of a joke, you know?
Yeah, that is the, I believe that's the Jerry Seinfeld kind of, I don't know if that was his joke.
I don't know where it started, yeah.
Because I know that in the show, they do a joke about, what's the deal with airline peanuts? But I don't know if that was his bit way back in the day or if that, but that's kind of like the generic. What would be funny is if a real comedian tried to do that joke again now. Like,
yeah,
how would that work? Like, okay, let's try to come up with an actual funny bit about airline food because it comes in small amounts.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily funny.
It tastes microwaved. I mean, it is microwaved. It's not like they have a chef back there.
Yeah. So what if they did have a chef back there? He's got like this huge, what do you call it? The flat grill.
Yeah.
Hibachi. That's not what it's called.
Yeah.
What's the grill called?
I don't know. I'm not a chef.
Oh. Okay. Well, he's got this huge setup. That'd be pretty funny. But, yeah, how could we spin that in a way that's funny? So, like, hey, airline food's expensive, and you don't get much for it, and it tastes like a microwave. That's not that funny, and all those things are just true. So it's almost like, rather than it being a joke, it's almost like, yeah, those are true statements. It's expensive.
Yeah.
Doesn't taste that great, and it's small quantities. So what's your next joke?
How about all these new stand-up specials that have been coming out? Getting a lot of press and really funny too. Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones, and then Bill Burr's just came out. Paper Tiger.
He's got stand-up?
Yeah, brand new one. It's hilarious.
I've not seen any of those, but those are on my to-do list.
Yeah, they're good. They're definitely daring.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I really want to do stand-up now, and every few months I feel like I'll get all excited about it, and I'll be like, guys, come to my friends, come to you guys, like, guys, I want to do stand-up, help me, and I'll read some of my jokes. I could read one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I do one?
Yeah.
I got a notepad here. I think. Let me try to find it here. Mark, how's the weather? While I'm looking for that.
Hot. Still a little too hot.
You know what I meant? I think I deleted the note.
It's because you were scared.
Oh, no, here it is. I did get discouraged and was like, screw it! Okay. Should I read some of these?
Go ahead. You got an audience waiting.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let me clarify. These are not crafted yet. They're not like wordsmiths. They're just ideas. And let me tell you a funny story. We were on a flight, and my wife was, I think she was asleep, and I was just, I was like, light bulb going off. I was like typing as fast as I could. My thumbs were all smoky. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is a great idea. This is a great idea. This joke's hilarious. And then I read them to you guys later, and you guys are like, they're okay. It was funny because I was like, dude, I just got inspiration on this plane. And ended up being that they weren't that great at the end of the day. But so here's my initial first idea was something like, thank you for coming out. I'm a little bit new to stand-up comedy, so I appreciate your grace. I was so nervous when I got here, and it was just me and the bartender. But then I realized that I had the wrong day, so I came back tonight. And to me, that sounds funny if it can be worded in a way that's funny. Like, and also had a couple other variations of that. Something like, I was so nervous when I got here and realized it was just me and the bartender, and then I realized that I had the wrong place and it was next door, or whatever. But I need to work on the delivery of that. I think the delivery is all that matters. I mean, the
It's
jokes
huge,
could be
yeah.
stupid, but if you say it in a way that's funny, it's going to make people laugh, and that's fine.
The timing and the inflections. Those.
Yeah, and those things I don't do well.
Yeah.
And so I need to practice that. I'll just do one more, and it's another kind of variation. Essentially, I was so worried when I got here, and it was just me, and I couldn't even get inside. Then I realized that this place was closed, and I came back today. So just a kind of funny little joke about my own stupidity, or not getting into the right place, or being at the wrong place, or whatever. Okay, this one legitimately makes me laugh. This is the last one I'll do, and we'll go on to something else because this is not about me. Although it is. Has anybody heard of Marfan syndrome? Basically, and I don't even know truly how to explain what it is, but essentially, and the reason I can joke about this is because my doctor told me to legitimately look out for it. He said, "Hey, you might eventually have this, so be on the lookout for it." But basically, something about your insides. No, it starts on your extremities, like your fingers and your limbs. They just keep growing and growing, and you get longer and longer. And then eventually, somehow, your insides start stretching out as well, and it can lead to like intense heart problems.
You are a lanky dude.
I'm very tall, and actually, the way they told me to measure this is if my wingspan, which is like 63 inches. No, sorry. 6 feet 3 inches. I said that wrong. So 70,
Wait, your wingspan is 6 feet 3 inches?
something like that. So 75 inches. And my height is, I think I'm like 73, so I'm 6'1". So your wingspan should not be, according to a doctor, should never be greater than your height. And so he said a couple inches is not a big deal, but if it continues to get longer, then that means that my limbs are literally continuing to grow, and that's not right. And so the joke I was going to say is something like, throughout the show, you may continue to see me get longer and longer, at which case I need to go to the emergency room.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that one I thought was good. But I don't know. Part of my stand-up comedy thing is that I want people to laugh. I want to make people laugh. I want to entertain people. And I think I have kind of a creative means by which that can be accomplished in the kind of jokes I make. But thankfully, I'm not being asked by Netflix to do a stand-up comedy night or a special because honestly, do you remember, this is a long time ago, in our group of friends, we were all hanging out. You remember my watermelon story?
No.
Were you there for that?
I don't know.
So one of our friends said, "Hey, Cody, do stand-up comedy right now. Go." And then he just sat down, or a few other people. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And so this is kind of the same deal. Like, what if you just all of a sudden had to go on stage and do stand-up comedy? I just started telling a story, and it was totally silly, and it had something to do with a watermelon. I have no idea what, but it was like, this watermelon was here, and I did this with it, and I took it here and did that, and then this person came, and I threw the watermelon at them, and then it broke, and then they took half of it. It was just random, like it totally random. And it was, it was ridiculous and stupid. But I would probably just start telling a story, and the entire, however long it is, hour and a half, hour of the show, however long the length is, I would just tell a story and just try to be funny with it, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think would be worse? Having 5 minutes notice to go do a stand-up routine, or being told you're going to be doing guitar for a band that you've never played with before?
I would much rather play guitar for a band I've never heard of. I think the other one sounds worse because because I am a musician, I could fake my way through it. It would give me the chance to rock out on stage, which would be really fun. And depending on if it's like lead or rhythm, electric, Or acoustic guitar or electric guitar? Like what exact?
It's a metal band.
It's a metal band. Okay, so I'm doing like just.
You're gonna be doing guitar, like just rhythm guitar.
Okay. Oh, dude, I would nail that. Like, that'd be the best show the band's ever had. Guarantee that sound. In fact, I would take that 10 times over before I would do the stand-up thing, dude. Because I would literally just chug on the open string,
but
as much as I can, and I would eventually, because I can. It's all
pick it up
for the most
so
part.
Just like the first verse would suck, and then
I would kind of get a hang
up.
of it.
Yeah.
Now, if there are any songs that I'm supposed to start,
they're just looking at you.
I mean, I would have guessed. We'd have in-ears, we'd have a track.
Yeah.
So like, I would hear the countdown, and I would just go jin 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 jin, whatever the tempo is, and then when the band comes in, it's gonna be great because it's all one key. Metal is very. Now there are some bands that do different stuff, but for the most part, like metalcore, post-hardcore, whatever, metal is all in drop tuning. At least that's the way that we played it in our band. But dude, I would rock it.
Nice.
I would totally.
I think you would. I think you're great at picking up on music
And you know what? If there's a time where the band's really full, I might just turn the volume down and just rock out, pretend I'm playing.
You can get away with that.
Oh yeah. What would you take?
Man. Yeah, I guess the the band one is easier because it's not just you. You can put some of your responsibilities on the others and pick it up and just go.
That's the problem with the stand-up thing is you are the only person on stage, and it's all on you. So if you don't talk, there's nothing happening. In a band, depending on the song and all that. If you're not playing and the rest of the band's still going, you can fake it.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what would you do? Well, here let me add to the would you rather, but let me add a third one in. Well, no, because never mind, because this one is way less preferred. This one is pretty crappy. Imagine you have to play drums for a metal band you've never heard of. Now, you are a drummer. You play drums, so you can.
But would I be as good as I am now, or like an actual drummer?
The skills you have now.
Oh well, that's not that great.
Well, I guess what I mean is you can keep a tempo and you can you know how to play drums. Like you've never. It's not like you've never touched a drumstick.
Sure.
But you can play drums. And so you've got to put in ears, and you've got the click. You got to you got the tracks, and you've just got to keep a beat and do a 12-song set.
Oh, dude, I would derail the whole show. I would be better at the stand-up than that.
You think so?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. As the drummer, you're the backbone of the song.
Okay, here's another question then. Objectively, from the audience perspective, what would be worse? What would be a bigger derailment?
Yeah.
A stand-up comedy guy who's never done it before and has no time to prepare? Or, like, from the audience,
from their perspective. You know what? I think the drummer. Because I think there's forgiveness in stand-up comedy. Like, people, even pros, bomb sometimes. As a drummer, if you're not even being able to handle keeping the band on track, that's really...
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got the click.
Yeah.
So you know the tempo of the song.
But if you're just doing a basic beat every time, it's going to get pretty obvious. Yeah.
And then the song's a little faster. And then slower. Well, okay. But, dude, not everyone's going to notice. Like, let's say no one's ever heard of the band.
I think they would.
I honestly think that some people are, and this is not an insult, but some people are just...
Stupid.
Some people are, I would say, musically ignorant. Musically unaware.
Wow, that's very over the line.
What if you're like, yeah, we need to stop the show. Yeah, I mean, I play music at my church, so there'll be times where I'll tell someone like, oh, I didn't play very well. And they'll be like, I didn't even notice. So I think that as a musician, and you are as well, we are more keenly aware of our own mistakes and just how things may not fit. Dude, I honestly think, let's say someone's at a show, has no idea what's going on. I think you could trick someone by just playing just a real simple pocket beat on drums. But dude, if you're, I mean, like at a stand-up comedy special, not an agile stand-up. Let's say you just freeze and you're like, oh, well, that guy in the crowd's got a dumb hat. And like, he's like, whatever. And you're like, where else are there dumb hats? Like a guy up there, what is that, a Warriors hat? Oh, you Warriors, overrated team in basketball, you know.
Just looking for dumb hats. Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, what'd you drink in there? Coors Light? Gross.
I don't know. I think you could make it. You could just start coming up with stuff and hopefully, and you can end it and stand up anytime. You can say thanks everybody and just walk off stage.
30 seconds. Where are all the dumb hats? There's one. Gotta go.
You're welcome.
The cameras are like, or the Netflix people are like, get back out there. It's supposed to be an hour-long special. Just loop that 30 seconds 120 times. What if you had to lead sing for a band?
Oh, man.
And you've never heard of any of the songs?
I would fake my death. Do you know how horrendous my voice would sound as a singer?
Dude, if you're screaming, just scream. You don't have to sing.
Oh, so it's a metal band.
Well, you can scream in any genre you want. It's like real
jazz.
Well, would you rather scream? Would you rather scream for a jazz band than have to sing for a jazz band?
Oh man.
Because
if you sing, people are just going to be like looking at each other like, wow, this guy's really
like
bad.
if you don't have any talent singing, like if you're saying you can't sing, would you rather just be completely awful, or would you rather just be so wheels off but maybe kind of cool with the screaming?
But the people in the audience aren't expecting that. But maybe, you know what, let's scream for them and just see what they think.
That would be an experience they would never forget.
Amazing. Gosh, more people should do that. They should have a type of music they're about to play and then just transform it and see what
that's how like new genres are invented though. I mean, that's like a genuine idea. So like jazz with a screamo guy.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea. People always say that metal is, you know, really easy to write or easy to play.
Yeah,
like my wife, and that's not an insult to her, but she'll be like, you know, metal.
Just don't let her listen to this show.
All you gotta do is just chug on open string.
Yeah, I've heard that so many times.
And technically, so because you and I used to be in a band, we know that is sort of true. I'll give it a caveat. I'll say, yeah, it's true. Like it's pretty easy, but you have to be creative. Like if you had no idea what you were doing, you could make a decent metal song, but for it to be really good, you're going to have to be more creative and you're going to have to know kind of the nuances and a lot more about how to write for metal.
I think metal is so creative and it has the worst reputation, I think, in probably all genres. And people just don't understand the complexity and how technical it is. Like a metal drummer or a metal lead guitarist they're some of the most gifted musicians. I mean, they have just technically from how quick they are on their instruments.
You know,
it's fascinating.
You were a lead guitarist.
Well,
so what does that mean?
You know,
dun, dun, dun. You are the best guitarist in the world.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We're sitting here with Mark, who's the just self-proclaimed the best guitarist in the world. So Mark, tell us.
No, I certainly wasn't.
Tell us how you wrote all of our band songs.
Okay.
Did you have any help?
No, really, it was all up to me. Corey would pitch in from time to time. And, I'm sorry, Cody would pitch in from time to time. And
that's all right, Melvin.
Melvin.
Corey and Melvin.
Welcome to the Corey and Melvin show. I didn't write all of our songs by any means. But writing was the best part of our band.
Yeah.
I think. And writing, I think, is so fun when it comes to music. It's, in my opinion, so much better than playing.
Doing stand-up.
But I was thinking about metal yesterday, actually. Don't you think it's interesting? So I think the golden age is gone. Even like the small group of people that were into it in 2010, 2012, that was like the golden age. That's all gone now.
Yes, I think you're right. I think there was a really sweet spot.
Yeah.
I might even go back to like '08,
Oh yeah, no,
and then maybe to like
yeah.
2013, and
Oh
then
wait, to 2013. I think that was the best part of it.
and you and I had this conversation probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I think we said something like this. Eventually, people are literally going to run out of riffs to write, and they're going to run out of
And
breakdown
breakdown,
rhythms,
yeah.
and you're gonna you. So I think what's happening now is in the last few years, people are transitioning to like more singing,
Yes.
a lot more just like I think what people would call like, is it new metal? No, that's like Linkin Park,
Like
right?
progressive metal.
Yeah, I'm
like
thinking of something
I think yeah, there's a lot more
Hmm.
melodies
Yeah.
on the guitars to kind of lead the song.
Yeah, and then they're like, so I'm just gonna name drop a band, Memphis Mayfire.
Mm-hmm.
Their newer stuff has completely changed. Like, so they sound like Skillet.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
and like I wouldn't even classify them as metal anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they don't. They're totally off the
Just
off the rails.
hard rock.
Yeah.
And who even? I mean, this is not. This might just be a personal bias, but who listens to hard rock?
Wow, Mark, that's offensive. My father-in-law listens to rock, and he's a dang fine gentleman. How dare you? How dare you? This show is over.
Yeah, you're right though. Metal has changed. Definitely not what it used to be. And we joked about this a while ago. We used to still go to metal shows like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago.
been a
And
while.
we would just keep like we kept getting older
Oh yes,
and they just stayed the same age, which is like the
Wait,
Matthew McConaughey joke.
the band.
No, the crowd. Like you would see it like a couple of like dudes in like their upper 20s, and then you would just see like
Like younger kids.
15-year-olds.
Dude, what's interesting? So yes, I remember going to Warped Tour and
Yeah,
seeing like
yeah.
a lot of younger kids and being like, "What the heck?" What's weird though is I went to another show a couple years ago, and everybody was older. Like there were no new fans. I think Warped Tour may have had a younger audience because of the bands that were there.
Yeah.
There were some of the, like oh my gosh, some of those like 303, those kind of like
Yeah.
bands that it's not quite metal.
Right. Well,
There's
it's not metal at all. It's just like, yeah, pop with electronic.
Yeah.
With like
Poptronica.
Poptronic. That's awesome. I like that name. But yeah. No,
What's up, guys? We're Poptronic.
But if you go to an actual band show, like, yeah, it was just people from back in the day who listened to them and still wanted
Everyone
to
is
check them
just getting older, and there's no new fans, and so, hey, if you're a metal band, you're in trouble.
out. You're really, I mean, I think they know that. You know what's interesting, though?
No.
What's today's popular music? It's all rap and EDM, right?
Yeah.
I mean, mostly. And even the pop today is very EDM influenced. Papa.
What if that was like, check out their new song?
Don't you think metal, like, so what we have today as modern EDM was kind of the beginnings of modern EDM were from metal. But don't you think the drop is what a breakdown used to be?
Yes.
With different instruments?
That is what people want. Like, the feeling you get from a freaking dope breakdown
Yeah.
is being transferred to electronic and EDM music because it's just so awesome. So
Yeah.
yes, I totally agree. That's the exact same. It's like the
build up, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Beep, 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 beep. The Titanic tragedy.
Should have swam. Just don't freeze.
You had a dream last night, is that right?
Yeah, but I wanted to keep talking about this metal stuff.
Okay. Go for it. What else you got?
Nothing. Well, actually, I do have something on that note, though. Skrillex, obviously, like, one of the fathers of modern EDM. So influential. You know who he used to be, right? The vocalist from First to Last.
Yes, that's right.
So he was in metal. a very prominent band, and he went to electronic.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, dubstep. He kind of.
I think, honestly, dude, it's possible that the metal kids, all the metal kids, have just transitioned to electronic or EDM.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
EDM is great, though. I mean, I love it. A lot of people hate it, but it's fun.
I haven't gotten into it really.
It's great working music, like if trance or something, or deep house, because it's very steady and puts you in a good focus. And then it's also just fun. I mean, you going to like a festival or a show. I mean, it's just electric. Everybody is, no pun intended, everybody is having a good time.
Everyone's being shocked. And we studied in college one night to some, whatever, I don't know what exact subgenre that music was. It was like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, that was it. Mm-hmm. It was just somebody saying that, actually.
It was the person.
Yeah.
That's actually Morse code. Yeah, I would be curious to know let's give it 10 more years. What will be, like, where will all the metal kids go? You know, because we're all in our late 20s now.
I think they're done.
Sorry, I guess I don't mean...
Where are we going?
Well, yeah, so we're
going to die.
Right. That's what I mean. But, like, all the kids who are still alive, who 10 years ago were into all the screamo, hardcore, punk, you know, the post-hardcore, metalcore bands, to now where that's transitioning over into, like, EDM. We're all in our late 20s, early 30s. What's next?
Yeah.
Country?
Oh. You know what, though? This year has been controversial for country. Really? The Lil Nas X song, Old Town Road.
Oh.
And then the...
Is that country?
No, that's the big deal. People, like, country people don't say it's country, but everyone thinks it should be as part of country.
Interesting. I've heard the song. I wasn't aware of the controversy.
Yeah.
Because I don't read. You know, I don't get on the...
Because you can't.
I don't get on the intranets.
Intranet?
Yeah. Intranet. I mean, the internet, that's that thing where you call the number and...
Yeah, I think you have to call a phone number and they patch you through to Bill Gates. And he just...
Mr. Gates, I'd like to search Alta Vista, please. Dude, you know what's really nostalgic is the dial-up sound.
Yeah, I love that sound. Great sleeping music.
Doesn't imagine that, like, blasting your room. Just on a loop.
Just as your like wedding song.
The
bride's walking down the aisle.
I wonder what because surely some engaged couple who is now married, but someone's done a joke, I'm sure, for their wedding, for the bride walking down. What do you think is like what are some funny ideas?
Well, Chris Brown's Forever, you know.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is like something that's not, because that's like funny and it's also cute and it's romantic and it's memorable. I mean, like something that's just stupid, like the dial-up sound. Like who is such a goofy couple that
there's goofy couples.
Especially the bride agreed. Oh yeah, I'll come down the aisle with my dad to some random sound effect that in an inside joke that they have. You know what I mean?
There's goofy people, dude. There's probably people who are like obsessed with robots, and they've probably done something similar to a dial-up sound.
I don't know. It's a special moment. So, all joking
don't
aside,
make fun of it.
You might not want to actually do that. That's like the one special day of your life that you probably don't want to do a bit, unless you're just so committed to the bit and so committed to your own comedy shtick that you want to, do that. We did not do that.
Should have.
Should have. Yeah, we should have done dial-up. Dang it. So, what's next?
Well, I had a dream last night, and you were not in it, thank God. But I wanted to ask you about.
Then it would have been a nightmare.
So the dream was actually really great, and now because of that, I'm a little sad because it wasn't real. So in the dream, I got a $100,000 bonus from work, just all at once.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. was really great, and I was like, oh, wow, this is amazing. But then I woke up and obviously realized, I'm in bed. Didn't happen. So what's worse, having a great dream and then waking up and realizing it's not real, or having a bad dream, waking up and realizing it's not real?
100 times I will take the bad dream that you wake up and it's not real. There is something special about the relief. Like, dude, I'll have dreams where, like, people are dying and I'm just so miserable. And then I wake up and I'm like, or I'll have a legitimate nightmare. I'll be scared. And I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so awful. Oh. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I would rather take the second one for sure.
Yeah. Although one time, when I was in high school, and this was like when all the zombie stuff was super popular, like The Walking Dead was out, all these movies were coming out every weekend about zombies. I had a dream one night that a zombie apocalypse happened, and it felt so real, and everyone was dying around me, and I just woke up with this sadness. Like, even though I knew it was still not real, I was like, wow, that's what it would be like, and it was just terrible.
So you woke up, realized it wasn't real, but were just not happy.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of Dawn of the Dead, and I was like, wow, that would be rough.
Okay. What I'm trying to think of, like, my favorite dream I've ever had. I forget most of my dreams, by the way.
Yeah.
And I've heard something about if you stay real still when you first wake up for a few minutes, you're more likely or you're more able to remember the dream.
Oh, that's cool. I've never heard that.
I don't know, but I found that if I get out of bed and start doing stuff, taking a shower, whatever, I'll forget within a few minutes. But if I lay still, I can remember it and I can recall it perfectly later.
Have you heard of lucid dreaming?
No.
It's people who practice being able to control their dreams. Like,
you're kidding? It's cool.
Yeah, it takes like a lot of work, and I forgot how you do it, but you basically slowly get better and better at being present in your dreams, and you can start to like arrange what's happening.
You can do your own stuff.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
That's crazy.
I know.
Would it be like I'm gonna climb up this mountain and jump off, and then I'm gonna be Godzilla and I'm gonna land?
Yeah, you could probably do anything like that.
Okay, if you could create your own dream, what would you do?
Well, I'd move away from you.
Quit the show.
No, I don't know. I would have just a great time, just a good old time.
What does that mean?
I can do whatever I want. It's a dream world.
Okay, well, what is a good old time dream? Can you break that down for us?
I'd be able to fly. The Cowboys would win the Super Bowl. I would get that bonus I was talking about. What about you?
Well, I would probably do things that can't happen in real life. So the Cowboys can win a Super Bowl. Flying is dope. Getting a bonus of that caliber is pretty sweet.
What did you say?
What?
What did you say?
About flying?
No, but before that.
The Cowboys...
After that.
I don't know. I said flying is dope.
Okay.
And then I said, and winning a bonus of that caliber...
Oh, okay, yes.
would be really cool, but it's unlikely to do that in real life. So those two things can be... Those two things can exist within the dream. I think I would be Spider-Man.
Oh, that's
because
so fun.
I love the idea of web slinging around to places. Like it, whenever I played this old Spider-Man game on PS2, like
love the old Spider-Man games.
And dude, you could just, I mean, I wouldn't even play the game. I would just sling around all day.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And there's an app on my phone, and it's not Spider-Man themed, but it's some sort of like rope, kind of rope race is what I was trying to say. and you just like sling and you push the button and you sling another one, and it's sort of like Spider-Man.
Isn't that fun? Something about slinging. Yeah, Spider-Man would be the best superhero to be.
I think I would just do lots of really fun stuff. Like I just thought of this like a park swing. It would be bigger. Like it would just be huge, and I would swing. It'd be like one of those sky coaster things that would just swing back and forth. It'd be really fun. And I would do Spider-Man stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good dream. I see now that you're mocking my dream here. So anyway, what's next? You're just literally staring at me, and I don't know what to do.
Sorry, you're just so beautiful. Well, do you have any business ideas?
Yeah, we did have that written down. Let me get to that. So on the way over here, I was thinking of like really, and this is gonna sound ignorant. I know that it takes more work, but quote unquote easy businesses, like a turnkey kind of deal, like a mini golf course or like
things that run themselves.
Yeah, so like think about Airbnb. All you have to do is maintain your website, and then that's it, right?
Well, no.
I mean, you have to. Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, what else do you do?
You have to scale your infrastructure. So, I mean, you have to make sure as you grow, like the website's not going down, your servers are able
so you
to
maintain
run.
a website.
Yeah, but that's not simple.
Right? No, yeah. I'm saying I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm just saying there's no overhead or very little because you have to pay for the website. I'd imagine you pay for designers and things like that, coders, but there's no rent. There's no like. Couldn't one dude who's like a brilliant web guy and a coder, and couldn't he just sit at his chair and run that website?
I don't think so. I think you need multiple people I think one guy would fail. Like he would miss something. And that's what multiple people checking your work is for. And
well, how about this? You have a team of people that help you set it up. And then you just sit in your chair once it's done. Maybe you have like once a week you have someone check in. Maybe you have a couple part-time staff. But let's say you're an expert, so you can fix anything. You're just a genius. What kind of business? I don't mean necessarily Airbnb specifically, but something like that where you can just sit.
Yeah. Well, all these new like businesses like Uber, Airbnb, there's no customer service anymore. So that helps. Like everything's just, if you have a problem, you email them or you send a form through the app. It's like, so you don't have to really deal with customers.
Well, with Uber, let's say you have a terrible experience and you can give a low rating. Is there a customer support number or email?
I don't think there's a number. It might be an email. I have done this before. Like my driver took this terrible, so we were going from uptown Dallas back home. And he went through the airport for no reason. He went through like the gates and everything, like the terminals. Paid the fee. Yeah, there was no reason why. So when I got home, I filled out this form that said he like took the wrong way and
charged more money, right?
Charged way more money. Charged this airport fee too that was completely unnecessary, and I got some sort of partial refund. So
okay, so essentially your customer service is we'll give you 10% back or whatever.
Yeah, it's probably automated.
How does Cash App make their money? Because people just
fees,
right? A little processing fee. So yeah, dude, couldn't we just? Because you can build apps. Can we just build something and we just sit back and like what can we?
Dude, the problem is you can't. I don't know. I wish it was. You have to find a demand that someone hasn't already filled, or if they have, you have to do it better. And then yeah, and it just takes.
Okay, here's an idea that my wife had. I'm gonna give her credit for this. But if we do it, she's out.
And since nobody listens to the podcast, nobody's going to steal it.
Oh. Maybe I shouldn't say it.
How? I mean, let's see. We can edit it out if we really think it's...
No, it's fine. I mean, it's already been patented. So, you're getting sued if you take it. a let's say you're a busy professional. You can hire a personal organizer. I don't really know what that would be. But think about, it's like an assistant you have at work. It's like a life assistant. So this person, and they do all their work from home for the most part. Whenever you sign up, it's like a subscription. Maybe it's like a monthly fee. And you pay this person and you sign up for all the things that you want to sign up for. And then it's not going well, I guess. But essentially, you will. Okay, you're making fun of me. You're making fun of me. Okay, you know what? Let's just land the plane.
Yeah.
Let's just land the plane and say, you just get off your lazy booty and do that yourself. I was just gonna say you have someone like makes appointments for you and organizes your life and like helps coordinate babysitters, helps schedule appointments, get your subscription, does your Walmart grocery pickup, has it delivered to your house. Something, like just organize. It's like organizing your life.
Assistants.
It's assistant. Yeah, it's a life assistant, and you can subscribe to like a business part of it, and they would organize your meetings at work. You can have them, send you like, there's stuff that like, so for instance, my wife and I want to take a trip sometime soon. No idea where, no idea when, but we want to go on a little trip together. But it's just so hard to find time to like research things. So like someone just does it for you. And again, this is all going to be solved by just do it yourself and make time for yourself and don't pay $100 a month or whatever.
Well, sometimes you can't do things yourself if you have so many people relying on you for other things.
Yeah, I guess my thought was like this would be like for the workaholic, the person who's just so busy and they can't catch a moment to breathe. Well, let us help you organize things. Help us organize your budget. Maybe someone on staff's an accountant and they can do your budget, or at least give you advice, or like help you keep track. I don't know. This is literally, it's just feeding into America's laziness.
Yeah, because there's only lazy people in America.
Let's land a plane.
Let's land it before too many casualties occur. Oh. Well, real quick idea. Speaking about planes, real quick, just a question. If you're going to do the thing, which I've always wanted to do, you and your wife are going to the airport and you're going to get to the counter, you're going to say, hey, give us a ticket to the next flight out of here.
Okay.
What do you pack in your carry-on? You don't know where you're going. Oh. You could be going to Australia. Austin. You could be going to northern Canada.
So you say, give me the next available flight?
Yeah. And you're ready to go.
Well, you have, in my opinion, you have to pack the full range of things. You got to pack swimsuit. You got to pack winter clothes. You got to pack the right shoes. You have to pack like flip-flops, but also boots, or like not like not cowboy boots, because that's sinful. But what are they called? Snow boots or whatever, like hiking boots, I guess. Because you could end up being, if you don't pack right, you're going to be hiking Mount Everest, and you're going to be in sandals and t-shirt. So I would say you gotta pack more than you think you'll need. What do you bring in?
I'm bringing my wallet, and I'll figure it out when I get there.
You could technically do that, and you just bring nothing and buy everything. You'd have to have a lot of money, like a couple grand to spend on clothes and a bag and all that. You could say, sir or ma'am, take us to wherever the next flight, and whenever we land, we're just gonna go buy everything. Yeah. And get a hotel. That could be fun.
That'd be really fun. That'd be so fun. I really want to do that sometime.
Hey man, we got credit cards.
Yeah.
It's paid off later. The problem with this whole thing is that you could, literally, you could catch a flight to Houston, or it could be really close.
That would suck.
So you have to, maybe it's like take us internationally somewhere, and it could be anywhere, Yeah. But maybe we could do that. Maybe us and our wives, we all just go to the counter one day. We have a few $1,000s in cash each, and we just we have 7 days off work or
that'd be
something,
so
and we
fun.
just this is a impromptu vacation to wherever the Lord takes us via this person right here selling us tickets. We're 4 seats on the nearest plane or the next flight to out of the country. Be super fun.
That'd be fun. All right. Well, it's been fun. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time, and as always, work on that tee shot.